Hello and welcome to another Wizard Wants to Watch You video. If you want to introduce yourself and tell me what you did.
Yeah, my name is Sam Knight. I recently just got top 32 at YCS Montreal. This is my first YCS top.
Congrats.
So, yeah, thank you. Excited for it. I got 19th or 20th place, depending on what source you look at. Not sure why.
Paper pairings were 20th, but the online standings were 19th.
Yeah, not sure what that's about, but yeah.
Any shout outs you want to make before we get into the profile?
Yeah. First and foremost, most important one, shout out to Steven Santoli, my best friend in the whole wide world, for always believing in me. Shout out to Rehan Saeed, who I got to talk theory with him all the time, and he's always answered my questions and helped me a lot with understanding the deck. Shout out to the people that I drove up and roomed with. Shout out to my local scene who I tested with. Shout out to my friend Jordan, who lent me a deck core because I had lent my deck core out to somebody else to go to Nats with. So I still got to play the deck while my other deck was out of commission. So yeah, that should be about it.
All right, sounds good. Let's get into the profile.
Yeah, so I played Elfnote. Elfnote Power Patron. So lineup is pretty standard in the main deck.
How many cards in main?
40 even.
Okay.
Yeah, so 3 Lucina, 3 Regina, 3 Tenia, 1 Fortuna, and 2 Patron.
Okay.
That's it for the Elfnote names on text. And then for the Elfnote back row, I played 2 Welcome Home and 1 Rhapsodia. The second Welcome Home came up a lot. Having it as an extra card in your hand as an extender is always good. You're almost always sending this to graveyard on your opponent's turn to summon Regina, so having the ability to grab another one on your next turn can make or break the game. And this card is broken. I drew this so many times, and it made me want to rip it in half, but it did its job. Then into the Power Patrons, we have 1 Medius. I don't ever really want to normal summon this. I want to get it out of my deck and then be able to save my normal summon for the Elfnote Power Patron. So that's why we've got the 1. We've got 2 Vidolium. This card is 1 card starter. Grabs you to everything else, so I wanted to play more of it. It can actually search itself if you've gone through everything else. And it's a starter extender. It's an amazing card. Then I have 1 Ginoldo. Card says draw 2 on it, so good card. Recycles the Vidolium if you just want an extender. Recycles the back row if they get Ghost Ogred. Yeah, powerful card. In certain situations, this card can break an entire board in going second. So always good to play it. I would almost consider playing more, like siding 1 or 2 more of this, because you want to be able to recur it. Because once this goes to the extra deck, there's no getting it back. There's almost no getting it back. And then for the Power Patron back row, I have 3 Terminus. 1 card starter gets everything going really, and then 1 Pastlo. It's just free. The effect to banish it from grave and revive a extra deck monster came up in one of my events where I got to revive my dead Crystal Wing, and that was game. So yeah, really happy with all of these. And then that's basically the entire engine, and then the rest of it is all just hand traps. So we've got the 5 Charmies, and then we've got the 5 cards that defend myself from Charmies. because this deck doesn't care all too much about droll, so you can give them like one draw and then droll yourself, and then you can just play without fear. 3 Harmonia and 1 Mag. I think I saw the Mag only once this weekend, but it was useful. It actually allowed me to do a cool play, which I can talk about later. And then lastly, I had 3 Imperm. I think this card is probably just better if it's Veiler, but I made the swap to Imperm because I was afraid of Invoked, and I needed a way to turn off Oceanus at the beginning of my turn. Didn't play any Evoked at the event, so it didn't come up. However, it did come up in a KT match where Q revealed Imperm and an Elfnote name off the top of my deck, and either one of them were very beneficial. So they ended up banishing my Elfnote card and let me keep the Imperm on top, so I got to draw it for turn and just turned off the Zaylin with it. So that it came up there pretty effectively. And yeah, that's the main deck. Into the extra deck. Because I'm not playing really any side engines, you get to play a lot of like mini packages in the extra. So I've got my Elfnote package, which is just the 1 Strelitzia, the 1 Junora, and the one Elfnote June Pride, and then the 1 Junora. These cards came up. Go through these every single game. I never used the Ginoldo to break a board by summoning this. However, I did hard synchro summon this on my opponent's turn once, just for the fact of I used the Strelitzia to change the levels of all the monsters on my KT opponent's board, so that it made synchro summoning harder for them. And then I just synchro summoned into this thing so that I could trigger the Power Patron and Regina to get more resources for the next turn. And this also beats over a lot of things, and it can't be beat over. I think this is a less popular trick, but I was playing the Power Patron Link monster as well. This card allows you to bridge pure Elfnote into the Medius and the actual Power Patron cards, which they provide you so much value that I think this is a very good card worth playing, because it searches past lull and just gets you everything. And then also with it and the Medius on the board, it's essentially IP. So against Rolad, when they use the Mind Shuffle to add and discard, you can chain the Patron to link into SP, so they'll add and discard the Skull. Then when they activate the Skull, send the Ritual Spell for cost, the SP can just banish the Ritual Spell immediately, and it keeps the Black Chaos from being a card that you have to worry about. So yeah, aforementioned SP, and that's sort of the Elfnote and Power Patrons. Then you have your go-to monsters that you make with your Elfnote cards, which is the Dawn Dragster for 7 and the Crystal Wing for 8. Like, these 2 cards in combination with your trap card are like eat so much interaction, and Crystal Wing just as long as you keep the Crystal Wing alive, it just outs basically anything that's scary in the format. Some of the lesser MVPs of the deck were the 2 Stardusts, the Excel and the regular Stardust. This card lets you play under Fua a lot, and the Stardust, unironically, I was able to use my Stardust effect to protect stuff from being destroyed constantly, and yeah, I'm super happy with these cards. Wouldn't cut them out of the deck. You have the 2 synchros that you make with Medius, which are Omega and Hyper Librarian. I only ever went into Librarian once, I think, but when you get to go to Librarian and draw like 6 cards, the game is over. Then I have my 2 Phydralis targets, Malong and Adignister. I struggled a little bit leading up to this event because I really wanted to play 2, but it was really hard trying to find space. And so I eventually decided that I needed to play 2, and I had figured out a solution.
All right, keep that in mind when he said he struggled to find space when he shows the last cards in his extra deck.
Yeah, so Malong came up a lot because it's like makes Phydralis a 2-for-1. Adignister, I don't think I ever used its graveyard effect, but I sent it a few times and it sort of deterred plays. And I did synchro summon this card once to...
Because it's a 7,
to
right?
out back row. Yeah, it's another 7. Yeah. I'm of a belief that you need to run at least like 3 7s in the deck. So that would be these 3.
Man, 3's an interesting number. What can touch 3 cards in your extra deck?
Yeah, well, if you touch all 3 7s, I can still make my 10, so it's fine. And then the last 2 cards, Chaos Angel, the actual MVP of this event. This card is absolutely broken. Being able to sit on Chaos Angel, Crystal Wing, Dragster, they can't be affected. The trap the trap is another negate. A lot of times, I can even make the Chaos Angel on my opponent's turn using the Excel, so this is unaffected by everything, and then everything else is unaffected by monsters. And then even after that's dealt with, most people's out to this card is Fallen and the Virtuous, which the Stardust Dragon checks.
And you also have Dawn Dragster.
And Dragster too, but I'm gonna save the Dragster for other blowout spell cards, so the Stardust can protect from Fallen the Virtuous. Last card I played was Psychic End Punisher. Didn't come up once at all. In theory, this was for if I'm going second into KT, they either game 1 they look at my hand and see I'm on Elfnote, or on subsequent games, and they go straight into a back-to-back in order to make my levels weird. Because under a back-to-back, the regular Elfnote monsters become level 8, and the Power Patron tuner becomes a level 3. So modulating levels doesn't work because things would go to 14. So I think I had to play a level 11. So that's what this one was, because you can make this. It's 35, so you can just straight away beat over the back-to-back and then start playing again. Didn't come up. I won all of my Cool Tune matchups without it, but I felt it had to be in there. I might not continue playing it. That's my extra deck. And now we can get into the side deck where we find my solution to my extra deck space. I decided to play a certain line where I can play Dispatter in the deck. So the way that you work that is with your Power Patron Link monster. When you're going first, can search OG Etherealize. And when you go through your combo line that way, the Etherealize can turn your Elfnote monster into a dragon, and then when you modulate the level with the Power Patron tuner, you get to a level 10 with a dragon non-tuner, so you can make Dispatter. And then when you make Omega, you get to rip a card, Dispatter, summon back to Omega, rip a second card, and then that basically makes the Dispatter a negate as well. And also on following turns, if it ever gets to that, Dispatter can summon Medius from Banished after it's been summoned back from the grave and used. So it's also a follow-up. It also provides its own follow-up as well. So the Etherealize and the Dispatter I really liked them. They performed pretty well. One game, I actually did manage to make the disc patter by summoning Magnemite into my center zone, and then you boost its level with the patron, and then just hard synchro into this. And people have a hard time getting around this because, like, again, this thing beats over problematic cards like back to back or things like that. When I'm going first, I just need more ways to counter or punish Charmies. So, called by talents. I didn't play Crossout because in testing I was tired of drawing my one copy of Fua and not the Crossout. So, I cut that when I had to fit the disc patter in. Then I've got some more hand traps because I believe hand traps are just better quality than most breakers. So I have a pair of bells and a pair of nib. This right up until the Thursday night was ogre. Ultimately, I decided that I wanted to play nib instead because of the Rolad combo pile decks.
You can say slop, it's okay.
Trying to be nice to people. But yeah, I think I resolved nib once against a Power Patron Doom Z opponent because they played too hard into thinking I had nothing else, and this saved me from dying. But yeah, I'm glad it was there. It was nice. And then last remaining cards in my side deck are actually breakers. I felt I needed to play a couple of them. So I have 2 Lava Golem. Came up a couple times. You don't often need your normal summon. You can manipulate your Elfnote engine so that you don't really ever need to normal summon well enough. So the Lava Golem didn't really hurt, and getting rid of 2 problematic end board pieces is always powerful. And also, if you can get rid of like 2 defense position monsters as well to summon this, and then beat over this with Crystal Wing, so they're still taking full damage. 2 Pot of Sloth, cracked card. I think I've only activated it twice, and it only resolved once. But it did what it was supposed to. It ate interaction so that my actual engine could go through. And then lastly, I have a little suite of breakers. So I have an Illusion Gate, a Duster, and an Evenly Matched. Never saw the Evenly Matched. I didn't side it in every time because my battle phase was just too important, I think. These came up. They did their job. Didn't see them all the time, but they were good enough. And yeah, that is the list.
All right. Well, thanks for giving the profile. Any final words you want to give?
Yeah. No, it was a great event. Happy with my performance. See you in the next one.
All right. Thanks.